The sound of fists on the villa gates woke me before dawn. Voices shouting my name, my family, my blood. They had come to evict me, like wolves surrounding a kill they thought was theirs. But when the gates opened and they saw who stood beside me, the air drained from their throats. They froze, because I wasn't standing alone. When my grandparents were alive, they were the only ones who truly saw me, not the shadow of my sister, not the failure my parents loved to remind me I was. To them, I was enough. Their villa was where I escaped from the noise of betrayal and conditional love. There, I learned silence was strength, and that wealth was power only if you wielded it without apology. So when the plane crash ripped them from me, I thought grief would be my only inheritance, until the lawyer read their will. My name, only my name, sole heir to their $39 million estate. The room went silent. Then my family erupted. It wasn't grief they showed me, it was greed. Hand it over, split it equally, don't be selfish, you owe us. They circled like vultures, pretending their demands were moral, when in truth they were rabid for the fortune they never earned. I refused, quietly, firmly. That's when the masks slipped. Threats, cold shoulders, plans whispered when they thought I couldn't hear. They treated me like a trespasser in the home my grandparents had given me. And the next day they came, united, furious, to tear it from me by force. They expected weakness, tears, pleas. But I wasn't the same child they used to control. Grief had sharpened me, inheritance had armored me, and I had been preparing. The night before, I made calls, strategic ones. I secured my position, fortified my claim, and ensured that when the confrontation came, I wouldn't just defend myself, I would end their illusion of power, permanently. When they arrived at the villa, they found me waiting at the gates, calm, unmoved. Beside me stood the lawyer who held the original will, notarized and ironclad, every clause spelled out, every signature beyond dispute. He was ready to crush their arguments before they left their mouths. But that wasn't all. On my other side stood a man they didn't expect, my grandfather's closest friend, a retired general who had promised to protect me like blood. And behind him, two private security officers, stone-faced, armed, their presence undeniable. The gates opened slowly, and my family's fury evaporated into shock. My mother stepped forward first, voice shaking with indignation. "This house doesn't belong to you. We're your family. We'll decide what happens here." I let her words hang in the air. Then I handed her a single sheet of paper, the court order confirming my sole ownership, signed by a judge that very morning. Her hands trembled. She tried to speak, but the lawyer cut her off. "Attempting to remove my client from this property will result in criminal trespass charges. You will be prosecuted." My father blustered, red-faced, trying to summon authority he no longer held. "You wouldn't dare!" The general stepped forward, his voice quiet but lethal. "She already has. Leave. Now." And in that moment I saw it, the realization dawning in their eyes. They hadn't come to take from me. They had walked straight into their own defeat. They thought blood made them powerful, but blood without loyalty is nothing. They left that morning, broken, scattered, their unity dissolved the moment power slipped from their grasp. The villa is silent now, but it doesn't feel empty. My grandparents' presence lingers in every stone, every vineyard row stretching toward the horizon. I didn't just inherit their fortune, I inherited their strength, their clarity, their ability to cut through noise and see people for what they are. My family thought they could erase me, consume what was mine, rewrite the story. But they forgot something critical. The will wasn't just paper. It was a weapon, and I knew exactly how to use it. So when I stand on the balcony at night, overlooking the estate, I don't feel sorrow anymore, only peace, because the war is over, and I won.